All right, so to finish this off and not ramble on so much or forever, point that I'm trying to make is that even on a dating site, it's definitely super hard to talk to girls, right? So in real life, it's next to impossible for a lot of guys, right? And I suppose in a sense, this is probably why Pua has blown up in the last, I'd say, 10 years. It's definitely gone from something underground to something mainstream. Okay. And, I've been a part of that. I remember getting into it when it was that underground part of it was ending, and it was like a special little club, almost like a cult on the websites that I got onto. Now, I mean, I'm thankful that we're in the time that we are now, because it's almost like picking fresh, ripe fruit uh, in abundance off of a tree, with how much information and how much helpful, content out there for guys to learn pickup. With that said, I would say the irony is that it's harder than ever, and maybe that's why it's harder than ever. Maybe that's part of why it's harder than ever, because 10 years ago, you know, I was still pulling girls off of, um, you know, internet online dating sites, and I didn't have very good game at all. And that's part of the reason why, I wasn't incredibly successful at it, but my game wasn't good. And in the last 5 years, the online dating scene, I've had no success. And of course, I haven't. I mean, I guess I could argue that I haven't done it as much, um, but I've had no success. With the online dating thing. As you know, coincidentally, I've been transitioning out of that, and like, okay, I don't even put that much time. I don't put much time into it anymore at all, ever, really. The last couple weeks, I've actually been going on, a couple of these free dating sites, checking them out, and seeing if I can get any responses. And it's been minimal. I've had a few responses, but pretty dang minimal. Worse than it's ever been, basically. So the reason why I think that is because I'm not sure, but I think it's because guys in mass are starting to study Pua, and they're starting to get better game. Now, with that said, I don't know how much these guys are actually going out. I really don't know. I know a group of guys in my local city who are going out, um, and they're doing it, pretty frequently. But I've gone out a lot in the last 2 years, and I don't really see a whole lot of guys out there, at least that I can recognize. But anyway, it's a whole different ball game from what I was used to. Being social, the social circle, the social game, trying to pick up women in real life, actually approaching a girl. And the irony is, like, that's what guys used to do. That's what guys always used to do. They would go to the nightclub, they would go to the dance club, they would go to the bars, or they would go to the social clubs, or they would go wherever women were being social, whatever, wherever there were social events, guys would go to. And that's actually, quote unquote normal, right? But growing up in our time, we got the internet, and guys, it's just weird. For me, I had a lot of personal issues, and I didn't even know what normal was. I didn't even know I'm supposed to go out, I'm supposed to do that. And like, the friends that I had back in the day when I was that age, oh, okay, let's go out and get girls. The friends that I had were the guys who were interested in just getting drunk, the guys who were interested in just partying. And I myself was confused. I was like, are we going out to party, or are we going out to get girls? It was just like, it was stupid. And I kind of missed that whole early 20s party phase, thankfully, because I had some personal problems, and I partied a lot in high school. And in high school, you don't know how to you don't know how to pick up girls. You don't know how to talk to girls, right? You're supposed to learn that, and when you in your early and mid 20s. I had a lot of personal problems, and I took a different route, and I didn't do that at all. So I skipped that completely. I mean, I guess I experienced the whole issue of me, partying in my high school years. Um, but so it's not like I missed out completely on the party lifestyle. I just didn't know how to get girls in that time. So for me, I took a different route. So I never really went out and learned how to be social. I never went out and learned how to mingle. I never went out and learned how to approach a girl, talk to a girl, quote unquote, seduce a girl, right? Of course, I don't even like using that word because it's kind of a creepy word. I admit that. You know what I mean? I hate PC culture, but it is kind of a creepy word. Seduce her, as if like you're trying to, trick her into sleeping with you or something. Really, it's something that's mutual. It's something that you go out and you meet a girl. You have shared attraction. You have mutual consent. Mutual feelings of attraction, and then you go from there, right? But I think in this day and age, and I'm a victim of this. I think guys, we are sheltered, and I was raised, a lot, but since I was 12 by a single mother. My parents separated when I was 12, so I'm a victim of that, right? I didn't have any men telling me, well, you got to dress nice, go out and talk to girls. You know what I mean? It's just like, it really is that basic, but it's, of course, now there is this whole argument of, okay, if you go out and you go out to the bars, you go out to the clubs, etc., it's difficult to meet people. You're supposed to meet people, but it's difficult because there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of judgment, and women are just not nice creatures. You know what I mean? And this was something that deterred me. And this is why I prefer day game. This is why I prefer approaching women in the daytime when they're, going shopping or when they're going to work or when they're going wherever. Not to be a nuisance, but to just strike up genuine conversation, because you get the real person. You get who she really is. You get the quality, cool, not inebriated, not drunk, brave, right? You get the cool person. I mean, I don't even like to I probably shouldn't use the word cool because she might not be cool, but you get what I'm saying. It's the real person, the real girl. Whereas if you go out to the nightclub, you're gonna get the mean, bitchy attitude. You're gonna get the girl who's like, I don't like you. You're not cute enough for me. Why are you talking to me? You're just a stupid boy. And you get the ego when you go out to the bars and nightclubs nowadays. At least that's what I see. I don't know what it was back in the 1950s. I don't know what social clubs and et cetera, back in the 1960s. I don't know. It seems like people were cooler back then. It seems like people knew how to talk to each other back then. It seems like people were chill. And there's always going to be, your fuck boys and your bitches. That's always going to happen. But people seem chill back then. Now it's like it's a lost art. We don't know how to talk to each other. We don't know how to be civil. All we know is this narcissism. We got a generation of millennials and Gen Zs who were raised on narcissistic rap music, who were raised on Donald Trump, who were raised on these asshole celebrities who were just megalomaniacs and vapidly shallow personalities, no morals, no character, and then you have a whole generation raised from divorce, a whole generation, Gen X, Gen Z, millennials, we're all products of divorce. We're all products of broken marriages. We're all products of that 75% divorce rate. We're all and it is in many cases 75%, not 50, not 60, 75%, and 75% of it is initiated by women. So we're all products of that. We're products of second wave feminist parents, second wave feminist mothers, third wave feminist sisters and aunts. I'm not say that word, aunts, aunts, whatever, right? We are products of that. That's our environment, right? So we're warped, man. We are not normal. We are not normal society. We do not know how to mingle amongst each other. We do not know how to be civil to each other. We know how to judge. We know how to act like we're better than people, particularly in the American culture. That's what the American culture is. I'm better than you. I got more money than you. I'm better looking than you. You're just a peasant. And that's what people want to do. That's the attitude they want to assume in American culture. And that's not fun. There's nothing cool about that. There's nothing smooth and happy and hip about that.